Hi everybody, welcome back to Allison Bakes Your Day. Notice anything different about me? We have this beautiful kitchen island that my husband made for me. He made it with his bare hands. How hot is that? Pretty hot, right? We found this piece of marble on a discarded item of furniture on the street, and we took it. The man who's throwing things out said, yeah, have at it. So we took it, built this wood around it. So this is gonna be the new norm for the show. This week, I am baking my friend Jen's day, and her favorite flavors that she gave me were chocolate, vanilla, lemon, and blueberry. And then she said, I don't know if those things can actually go together. And I said, we're gonna try. So we are going to be making a very fun, seemingly fancy dessert. Each step is quite simple. It's more about putting it all together. Today, I am going to make a tempered chocolate dome and fill it with a vanilla cake, a lemon mousse, and a little blueberry jelly on top. Jelly like Jell-O, not like jam. Let's get to it. Let's temper some chocolate, shall we? Never tempered chocolate before, so today's a first. We are gonna place our chocolate over some simmering water to create a double boiler. Now, tempering chocolate is temperature specific, so that's why it can be a little bit tricky. We are going to just melt 2/3 of our chocolate in this bowl. Testy. Simmer down. Literally simmer and chill and calm down. This is melted, so I'm gonna see where the temperature is at right now. Perfect, we are exactly at the temperature we need to be, so we're gonna turn this off. It's hot, let's try this. Keep it up here so we don't steam facial while we're doing this, or maybe I should spa treatment while I stir some chocolate. Now we are going to put in half of the remainder of our chocolate. We're gonna continue this cooling process in this cold bowl. We are gonna keep stirring this now in this colder bowl until it reaches 100 degrees. We have achieved 100! Woo, woo, woo. We're gonna add in the remainder of our chopped chocolate here so that it melts slowly in here and further cools it down. We're trying to get it to 79 degrees at the end result. To achieve shine, we just want you to shine. Be your biggest, brightest self, chocolate. You can do it! We have achieved the right temperature for our chocolate. We are going to pour it into these molds here. First time doing this. Actually just kind of painting the inside because it's not very pourable anymore, which is interesting because I feel like it should be. Woo! I feel like because it's humid and warm in my space that the temperature read probably was a little inaccurate. I think I should have poured it into the mold a little bit sooner when it was more liquidy instead of that spreading method. But you know, trial and error, we'll see how it works out. Moving on. I made some lemon curd off camera because you guys have seen me make curd a bunch of times now. So we're letting this cool down to room temperature before we set it in the fridge to put in our lemon curd mousse. Now we're gonna start on the cake. We're gonna make a basic vanilla cake to go into these little silicone molds to go inside of the dome. I have greased and floured these so that they will come out easier. So we're gonna start off with our soft and buttery and soft. Cream that together with the sugar. Here we go. Preheating the oven to 350. Add in our egg. Beat again. Half teaspoon of vanilla. Just a tiny splash of milk. Pinch of salt. Now I'm gonna whisk in our flour and a little baking powder. Oops, clinging flour. So I'm just gonna scoop in these beautiful little silicone cups. Shaking them so they settle a little bit more naturally. Beautiful! They're so cute. We are gonna put these adorable little cakes into the oven. I'm gonna monitor them because I don't know how long to bake them for because I'm making this up as I go. In the oven they go. Next, we are going to make our blueberry jelly. I'm calling it jelly because they call it jelly in Britain. We would call it Jell-O here, or a gelatin. We're basically making blueberry Jell-O with fresh blueberries and gelatin instead of buying just Jell-O. We are going to be using some blue agave as our sweetener for this. We need 1.5 cups of water. We're gonna pour that into our pan here. 1.5 cups or 9 ounces of blueberries. We're gonna toss that into our pan. Stray blueberry? Did I get a stray one? No, am I crazy? I'm crazy, everything's fine. Oh, P.S. didn't mention, how cute! How cute are these? These are gonna be our little bottoms of our thing. So we're gonna actually trim off this here so that that can be flat for the next layers, but this little dome's gonna go in the bottom of our chocolate. 3 tablespoons. It says 3 to 4. I'll just do 4. We'll just go for it. We're gonna have a little extra, read all about it. It's gonna make a little over 2 cups. Blend. I think we're splashing everywhere. Let's try that again. Round and round she goes. Woo! Oh, got a little too excited. Clean up, aisle 5. Clean up. Blueberry juice down. Strain this in here. We're going to pour 1/4 of a cup in here. Tablespoon of gelatin. We're going to sprinkle it over this to let it bloom. The rest of this is going in to this saucepan. And we're just gonna bring it to a boil. Just achieved a boil, so we're gonna pull this off the heat right away. I'm gonna pour it back into the measuring cup here. Add our bloomed gelatin mixture. We are going to use the same molds that we used for baking our little cakes. Pour in our Jell-O. We're gonna let this cool down to room temperature, and then we gotta stick it in the fridge for 3 to 4 hours to set. So I'm actually done for the day. I'm going to set this in the fridge overnight. And I just double checked the ingredients on the chocolate that I used for tempering. And surprise, surprise, it is faux chocolate. It's not made with cocoa butter, which is why the tempering didn't 100% work. So I'm gonna actually redo those molds tomorrow morning when we finish this. Day 2, we are going to start with our lemon curd mousse. So we have our fresh lemon curd that I made yesterday. It's been chilling and setting in the fridge overnight. Just a little rest, just a little overnight, just like a, ready. 300 milliliters of heavy cream. We put our lemon curd in here as well. Whip it together. Our lemon zest, zesty. Have our Jell-O in our little molds. It's set up super nicely. Whip it up until it becomes firm. Now we are going to fill these the rest of the way with this mousse. Cup, egg, fold the edges over, seal it closed. Come on, Ziploc. You have one job. Pipe this in here, nice and smooth. I'm gonna use this to just smooth out the tops here. We are gonna put these in the fridge to set for another like 3 hours so that we can assemble these later. Had to retemper the chocolate because the chocolate we used yesterday was fake chocolate. Rude. Great job, Spoon Rest, as always. Now I'm gonna pour a little bit of chocolate into each of these. Swirl the chocolate around. Whee! Oh yeah! Do it like this so you can see. Woo! Glossy. Oh, no, not that far. Chill out, chocolate. Chill out. Here's our little cakes. We are going to cut off this top little part here to make them flat. That's such a good cake. Run a knife around the edge here. That's a little messier than I was hoping. Let's see if I can. Ooh. Oh, make a mess, per usual. It's still really cute. It's still a cute little thing. We have a dome. Oh my goodness. We have a dome. Yes. To melt your chocolate dome edge, to put it all together, take a blowtorch and heat a knife. Ever so gently use that heated metal to lightly melt the edges of your chocolate so that that melted chocolate becomes a little seal for the other side of your dome. Now it's not 100%. My domes are a little wonky. On this one, try to smooth out the edges of both sides. That was my thinking dance, like, what am I doing now? Ugh. Gently melt edges here. I'm also trying to even out these edges by melting it a little bit. Let's do this. Let's do that and then that. Toss that in. This is actually like such a win for my first time tempering chocolate. It's got a decent shine. I think something along the way went weird with temperature stuff because I didn't have the right tool. I'm gonna go bring these over to Jen, see what she has to say. So, thank you so much for joining me for Allison Bakes Your Day. I hope I baked your day. Let's see if I baked Jen's day. We're about to find out.
It's like very like fruity, but it's also like citrusy, so it complements the chocolate shell. And the presentation is so fun. I love that it cracked open.